Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Timeout Sis, starring Rhea and friends. Rhea, who have we got here?
That's right. Hello, everyone. This is Timeout Sis. I am Rhea, and with me I
am K-Shock.
I'm Christine.
And I'm Connie.
And I'm Tanner.
Thank you, Tanner. We are at Underdog Restaurant and Sports Club here in Lake Highlands in Dallas, Texas. Girls, how are we feeling? First episode ever. Officially.
Feeling pretty great.
Yeah, ready to talk about sports.
Yeah, talk about all the sports things. Tell me, ladies, what sports do you like watching and why do you like watching these sports? Kristen.
I'll kick it off. I love watching the NFL, especially right now with Red Zone. Everything is unpredictable, especially against the spread. We have people losing who shouldn't be losing. We have people winning who shouldn't be winning. We have people who are winning who should be winning. It's a mess right now.
What's your favorite Scott Hansen soundbite?
Oh, it is now time for 10 hours of...
Commercial-free football.
No, he doesn't say commercial-free
Damn
football
it.
anymore.
It's still heartbreaking. It still hurts.
It still hurts, but the commercials are fine. It doesn't even get in the way. But that is why the NFL right now is my favorite.
Nice.
What about you, Christine?
Yeah. Okay,
Why?
thank you. Yeah, say my name. Okay. Yeah. I'm just kidding. That was obnoxious. But that was obnoxious. Okay, so I've always been like a diehard soccer fan, so that's always my number one in terms of watching women's, men's. Obviously, there are a million different leagues to follow, but I also am really big into NFL, basketball, and actually lately I've been getting a lot more into tennis. So
Ooh, fancy
yeah, that's
girl.
been very. I know. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, those are the sports I'm very excitedly following right now.
Tell me, tennis girl, is there a cocktail that you are curious about or like you want to drink when you watch tennis? Because I feel like that was a big theme. That's always a big theme with the US Open.
Great question. Because there was, I'm not exactly sure the name was, but there was like a cantaloupe themed drink. The one thing I will say,
Honeydew, the honeydew one.
Yeah, honey something.
okay,
It's like a cantaloupe.
I also don't know my mouth. That sounded so dirty.
the less good cantaloupe.
Yeah, also the bootleg.
Yeah.
Christine needs to learn her fruits.
I know my mom would be so angry.
Be better at melons.
Yeah, be better about it. You dumb American. But like, okay, one plug I will say though, speaking of tennis, so I've been 2 years now to the Dallas Open, and they usually do their spin on either the Honeydew or they'll have like pop-up bars there. So I had a really good like Dallas themed margarita when I was there. So it's kind of I will say, just to plug in the Dallas Open, very fun. They have their own signature cocktails there outside of the Honeydew.
And you are?
I'm Connie, and my favorite sports to watch at this time of year are definitely a tie between hockey and college football. I will say, though, that October is my favorite month for sports because we got basketball, hockey, football, college football. We've got baseball ending, WNBA ending, so I'm excited to be here and talk about it all.
It's
but
like
what about you, Rhea?
Equinox of sports. Yeah, I am just all about all things Dallas. You catch me watching only Dallas teams. I like my Cowboys, even though they hurt my feelings last weekend. Stars had their home opener last night. You know, I'm stoked about that. Can't wait for Mikko Rantanen bobblehead night on the 7th. Gonna be there. I'm so excited. Mavs, Wings, you know, all of your Rangers, all the things. And then the other big thing is I love combat sports, specifically MMA. I watch a lot of UFC. I've got 10 years of MMA experience, so you can catch me watching all the fights whenever they're on. Tanner, what about you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm watching y'all.
Are we a sport?
That's right.
Just combat. No,
We're taking bets on how this goes.
What's the spread?
The spread, Connie's up 3.5.
Hey.
Okay. So Dad's picking favorites, clearly.
Honestly, though, I respect it. That's the right answer. That's the right answer.
Man, I've been watching that Jerry Jones propaganda on Netflix recently. It's pretty intense.
That is a lot of... Yeah, I've watched about half of it now.
I'm just to the point where we've won our final Super Bowl.
Oh, so you're ahead of me.
I'm a little ahead of you,
Yeah.
but I'm mad at it because it makes me want to like Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Wait, what is? I don't know what this is.
What are you guys
So
Yeah.
there's a documentary on Netflix called America's Team, and it centers around Jerry Jones'
one.
history Yeah, that one.
Oh, I think I thought it was about the cheerleaders.
No,
That's a
that's the
different show.
that's the TV show.
Okay.
America's
Or
Sweetheart.
American, not TV show.
okay.
Another documentary. Sorry,
call
there's
it
two
Earth?
of them.
Yeah.
Did you just call it Earth?
I didn't call it Earth. I said it was a TV show, but it's also a docuseries. I'm thinking.
Anybody else call Earth?
You're like Planet Earth.
You know what I was thinking about?
Planet Earth.
I was thinking about the
spectacular females on display.
David Attenborough, is that you?
No, I like when you said Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. I forgot that they had a documentary. I was thinking about their show on CMT where it's like you're.
Oh, that's
you're
on
watching
Netflix
them.
now.
Oh, it's on Netflix now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
It's called
bad, when they're-
America's Sweethearts.
When they're trying to make the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Making
bad.
The team.
America's Sweetheart.
it-
Clearly,
It's
I don't
not-
pay enough attention to the cheerleaders, but I really love them.
It's not suggested after you watch your precious documentary about Jerry.
She hasn't finished yet, though, so that might be why.
Oh, okay.
At the very end, when you finish, it'll pop up as a suggestion. So then you're good to go. That'll be the next one you watch.
Right? And then you'll hate him again.
And cheerleading,
You know, I don't
sport
think,
I enjoy.
Oh.
I don't think I could ever like
Bring it
Jerry
on, one of my
Jones,
favorite
to be
movies.
perfectly honest. This documentary, like, yes, I appreciate the 90s, but like, what have you done for me lately, Uncle Jerry?
Yeah.
Is
You're
what
right
I-
about that.
What I go by.
He
but-
gave you the NFL as it is today, though.
That is true. There's lots of great stories about his entrepreneurship and all of that stuff. But
Right. Just
this
pain
is
in the
not
ass.
about Jerry Jones.
Sorry, my bad.
This is about four friends who love sports and love talking about things that happen around and in sports. And that's
like that.
exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to talk a little WNBA. We're going to talk a little U.S. women's national team, some NFL, some college football, get
That was a
into some
little hot.
other shenanigans, maybe some good debates. Why are you staring at me like that?
I was just following your lead.
But yeah, before we get into it, I want to know what gets y'all to watch sports, because we're four very sporty people, and there's got to be more to it than just I'm a fan, I like it. I think there's a reason why we do what we do. So does anybody want to share what makes them want to watch as much sports as we do?
Yeah, I can go. I mean, I think there's just such a sense of pride and community that comes with rooting for your team. I feel like specifically Dallas is happier when Dallas sports teams are winning. There's a more positive energy in the atmosphere.
been
I
a
feel
while.
like, yeah, it's been a while, but it does feel good when
Absolutely.
it does happen. But also, especially, I know that a lot of us are not originally from Dallas, so there's something nice about seeing someone wearing your New York Rangers hat in Dallas. There's something about being outside, going to a Penn State football game, or watching Penn State football with people I may or may not have gone to college with, but at least love and appreciate it. And we're all screaming at the TV, berating technically children who are playing these football games for us at the same time. And I think it just brings such a sense of community and joy and heartbreak into your life at the same time.
I have already told you guys this, but going to a Penn State watch party with this one, whoa. That's all I'm going to say.
Join me anytime.
Yeah.
One of you guys, what drives you to watch sports?
The adrenaline rush. I love it. I can know nothing about a sport and be into it in a second, especially if it's close. I can not even like the two teams playing, and I will be rooting for one of them just because it's so exciting at the end of the day. So I would say that's why, on top of everything Connie said, which was so eloquent,
Yeah.
the adrenaline rush really gets me on why I just keep watching sports.
What about you?
Yeah, no, you guys brought really good points in. And I think for me, there's a personal element as well. So growing up, kind of similar to what you were saying, Rhea, like I played sports my whole life, especially soccer. And I think for me, like growing up, I really struggled in school. Like for me, I have learning disabilities, so it was really hard to kind of feel plugged in. And I remember sports just gave me the confidence to feel like, okay, you're good at something and you have this community in this sport. And maybe you struggle with like spelling or like little things like related to dyslexia and stuff. But I remember feeling like, okay, there's still a way for you to challenge yourself and think of talent and build relationships in a weird way. So I really, without getting too cheesy about it, like really credit sports for, I think, I don't know, like putting me on a good path and building that self-confidence and worth and friendships in a way that I feel like if you don't, seriously, yeah. And I feel like
This
it
is
helped
so
me.
wholesome.
Can we
Yeah,
get a
like
round of
honestly, and
applause,
like I,
sound
yeah,
effect
and I
going,
feel like
please?
it helped. I think it helps a lot. Thank you for plotting my trauma.
Anytime, babe.
It makes us stronger.
Like, and so yeah, like I really, and I think that's why, as a result, why it's so wonderful to be here talking with you guys, and not only Timeout Sports, but Timeout Women's Sports, because I feel like there's so many people, and it doesn't even have to be the same thing with school, right? But I think it can be just the ability to have that type of confidence or that sense of community that a lot of, I'll just make this female-centric, but a lot of females maybe don't get, because a lot of times we're taught you have to be the smartest, the prettiest, the whatever it is. And I think sports are just a beautiful outlet to create relationships and find confidence in ways that as society we're not always encouraged to. Yeah, so for me, that was why. That's why
We're
I have
all so different.
And that's why we're doing this.
yeah, so anyways, that's kind of why I'd say for me, that's why just sports, I like really credit to just, I obviously love watching it, everything you guys said, but I also just credit sports, I think for me, allowing me to grow and mature in a way that I think allowed me to be, I don't know, just a little bit more well-rounded, along with like the hormonal acne, which really humbles you, but
Totally.
but still.
Still a problem. But
There you go.
anyway, Tanner, what about you? Why do you watch sports?
Well,
And don't say it's because I make you.
I mean, that is a large part of it. That's a not insignificant amount of it. But, you know, I like similar to what Connie said, the camaraderie of it. I like grilling. I like having a reason for everybody to get around and holler at something, you know, whether that's a concert or a football game or something. You know, I just want to get everybody together and smell some meat on a grill and yell about it.
Smell some meat on a
I
grill.
need that in a soundbite. Yeah, you know, for me, like sports played such a big role. Like you, I played all the sports under the sun growing up, but I also had another talent, and that was math. I was scary good at math growing up,
I love
and sports was a way for me to channel that superpower. And I got
Yeah.
really into statistics, and it ended up fueling what became my eventual career in analytics, which a lot of sports fans will hate me for using the A word, but it is what it is. Additionally, now I work in communications, and I just love like the business aspect of sports, and specifically when something goes super fucking wrong, how the crisis teams handle that. Like, I'm such a nerd on PR stuff. So,
WNBA.
so I always pay extra attention when situations come up. And I think the third thing is one thing that we clearly have in common right now is grabbing a drink with friends. Like you said, that
Hey,
camaraderie.
there it is.
So tell me, guys, you're bopping around Dallas, you're watching sports. Give me a little context. Where are you watching these sports, and what are you drinking? Is there something that you've had recently that you're just like, oh, I want to share, I want to tell you all about it? I'll start with you, Connie.
Okay, so today I am just drinking a light beer because I had a very long weekend. I had a really great time with my friends watching some sports. We went to a lot of places to get martinis, and I am just now getting gin martinis with a twist because everybody was so into dirty martinis, and you still see they have hats for this drink. Everyone loves them, but they want them like get out of my swamp green, olive, briny, dirty martinis.
Oh, that's me.
It's gross.
See, it's most people.
Gross.
And so I was like, why don't I try it? And I was like,
Is
maybe
it
I
most
just need
people?
less brine. Maybe I need less brine.
Do we need to like survey people? Because like
I'm
I'm
survey right now. I hate martinis.
I don't like olives. Period.
Okay.
This is
dirty
where I
martini.
learned that I hate
Hold
olives.
on. I hate
Oh.
dirty martinis. That's what.
Yeah, I will drink like certain martinis.
A Cosmopolitan, hook me up. Lemon drop,
Absolutely.
hook
See,
me
I'm
up.
gonna be the outlier here. I love olives
Ew.
and I love martinis,
There we go.
but I'm also only
knew it.
alive because of olives.
A
So what
fellow
is that?
lady
I
of
knew it.
culture.
That's
knew
two
it.
out
It is part of it too. I'm literally only here because of olives.
So that's 2 out of 5.
It's 1. Oh, 2 out of 5. Yes.
Yeah.
Tanner, sorry, Dad.
TV dad.
TV dad. I like that.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. So I guess statistically.
Sorry, Connie. I
So
didn't want to cut
statistic-
you off.
no, you're
Like,
fine.
yeah.
I like being in that company then. So we are golden. But everyone's like, you got to try it. Like, super, super dirty. I was like, yeah.
Shout out Golden,
No.
K-pop Demon Hunters. Sorry.
Okay, that was a great call.
Thank
Also
you.
for me,
I
Sorry,
got
she
a
said
request
golden.
for that at
depending
karaoke
on
this
how many
weekend.
costume they are.
Oh, we need
Yeah.
to talk about this because I'm on the fence on whether I should be watching that or not.
Wait, have you not watched it?
No, I have
You need to
not.
watch it right now. When
Yeah.
we're done with this, that's what you're doing tonight.
That's my homework.
That I recommend.
What is it?
K-pop Demon Hunters.
I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh, it's like
Oh
the
my
number
God.
1 show on Netflix,
It's
number
not
1
a show, it's a
album.
movie.
I
is a
like
show?
K-pop.
It's a movie. It's,
It's
an
a
hour.
movie.
It's like an hour.
The
guys.
only reason
Watch
I
it.
know what it is because of the SNL skit.
Okay, they sing Golden. That's the song that they sing in the SNL sketch. Sorry,
Yeah.
we
I
sidetracked.
don't even know what that is. I
Oh,
just know that it's
everyone
the show
at-
that everyone's
everyone at
watching
Work
because
is
their
talking
kids
about
wanted to see it.
That's what I was gonna
and then
say.
they
Everyone's
ended up
talking
loving it.
about it at my WAPs, and like all their kids are dressing up.
You
as
guys,
it.
banger after banger in this movie. Okay, You need to watch it. I don't
Is
even
it-
have Netflix. You need to watch it.
Is it
All right.
is it more of a banger than like High School Musical?
Yes.
K-pop is like just audio crack
Yeah.
cocaine.
Audio.
I will say the soundtrack. I haven't watched the movie, but the soundtrack I'm familiar with, and I'm going to echo that. Excellent.
Excellent. And if
Excellent.
you watch SNL with Bad Bunny, then
Bad
Ugh.
Bunny.
Such a great episode.
It was so good.
yeah, that golden song, epic.
yeah.
All right.
Sorry, you said golden. So back to what we're drinking.
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
You keep going. Keep it going.
Keep
Okay,
going.
next,
Talk
okay.
to us about your drinking habits. K-Shock.
I drink everything except for dirty martinis. No, I don't drink everything. But I'm a big bourbon person. Today I happen to be drinking a vodka soda with lime. Sometimes I feel a little bit girly, and I feel like vodka sort of cleanses me from the wild weekend that I had, where I was only drinking seltzers and trying to stay alive. So this is
I
a
like the
nice
idea
feeling.
of vodka as a cleansing agent.
It does. You can pour it on your wounds. It'll clear it out. Like it's clearing out my system as we speak.
That's
So-
right.
I don't know if anybody else's cultures do this, but like in Indian culture, like when you're sick, like my dad gives me freaking Hennessy.
Yeah.
Well,
They don't call it grandpa's cough medicine for nothing.
When you there's a lot of things to unpack here. So if your tummy's upset, you were supposed to drink something with bubbles, like a Sprite or 7-Up.
Yes.
And then
Or vodka
if
soda.
you're-
Or
vodka
champagne.
soda. And if your throat is swollen, if you drink a dark liquor, it helps like unswell it. This is getting into some dangerous. That's what she said
You know,
territory.
yeah.
So
Well, so my dad, I had COVID, but I didn't know I had COVID. This was like early stages of COVID years. And so my dad just kept giving me shots of Hennessy to basically get me to stop coughing and like partake in
Oh.
Christmas activities.
okay.
And then I remember like a very like core memory. I think I was probably like 20 or 21 years old, and I was visiting my grandma who lives here in Allen, and I had just like a common cold. And she mixed honey, turmeric, and Hennessy and gave it to me in a shot.
Yeah, that's like a medicine ball.
Sounds really good, actually.
So I don't know if
It
it was just
does.
me growing up drinking Hennessy
No.
when you're sick. Alcohol heals, guys. That's the
Hot
takeaway.
toddy.
Kills germs.
A hot toddy.
Yeah.
Love
That
it.
for me feels. I was gonna say that for me feels though. It's just the addition of alcohol minus like sometimes you'll have like mint, honey, ginger, or turmeric. Yeah, I think this all makes sense. Yeah,
I'm following. I'm
I think
tracking.
this is science. We're women in STEM. It's fine.
Totally. Women in STEM.
Yeah.
What are you
about you?
drinking? Back why?
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I know. I'm trying to think.
You're drinking wine.
Yeah, right now I'm drinking wine. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, right now I'm drinking a Sauvignon Blanc. But I would say, man, if I'm watching sports, I typically go beer. And I will say, I think Dallas, one of the fun things living here is I think there are a lot of really great breweries. So usually, like, there's Petacolas, community beer. So I usually just go for one of those. If I'm going to go something liquor-based, I usually go like a gin and tonic. But I'm usually a beer girly, and I usually try to tap into a local Dallas brewery when I'm drinking. And oh my God, drinking and watching the sports game.
Yeah, I feel like every time you come over with a 6-pack of craft beer that's from Dallas. It's a different
Honestly,
one every
yeah,
time.
I was gonna say,
Literally.
yeah, it just like alternates.
I
Yeah.
know this because they sit in my fridge because I'm not a craft beer girly.
I know. You're like, I have one ask for you. It's like, please stop bringing beer. I'm just like, I'm gonna gaslight you and still bring beer.
I'll show up and I'll drink them with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Yeah.
What about you, Tanner? I know you are the NA king over here.
That's
You
true.
dabble in other things.
I've switched entirely to THCs. These are THC soft drinks. Currently, I'm drinking what they call a keef, and it tastes like an orange soda. It's fine.
Do you have a
Okay.
specific go-to brand for these?
Yes, I like Cali Sober brand. They're a local brand, even though they say Cali in the name.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsor us,
We
please,
do.
because
We do love a Cali
your
Sober.
product is bomb. And honestly, if you want to make them stronger, I would love that. In bars, you can sometimes get 10 milligrams, which is like twice as hot as you can normally get them. And that's like having a real stiff glass of wine, a tall pour glass of wine as far as like impact. But when you're a seasoned professional like me, I need something that can go.
Seasoned.
That's right. Something that could go a little harder,
Yeah, I think for me, do you remember your birthday when we did the PowerPoint presentations? And my PowerPoint presentation is on what sport corresponds
Yes.
to different types of wine.
That was funny. Yeah.
Yes, I do remember this.
So I think first and foremost, I am a wine girly. Like, I prefer wine over everything. I think this is my parents' fault. They took me to Napa when I was 10. What did they expect?
All right,
like
they're,
it.
They're feeding
Start
you
'em-
alcohol.
start 'em
when you're
young.
sick.
Start 'em young.
Well,
Start 'em young.
you know what? I work for Water's Edge Winery here in Dallas, so I will get you as much wine as you need.
See, this is why we're friends. This is it. I was meant to meet
you-
you.
Give her free wine.
Here, here.
But when I watch sports, I normally will have a light beer. But given health reasons and stuff, I'm trying to step away from beer. And I think I need y'all's help into finding what is my next go-to drink.
Water.
Normally, I've been drinking so much water. I'm so effing tired of water. And these two know the last few times we've hung out, I've been drinking Topo Chicos.
Water sucks, dude.
Like, I'm ready to get back in the drinking game, okay? I've
But
been really good for the
plain
last, like,
Topo.
4 months.
Plain topo, not seltzer topo.
No, yeah, straight up, just regular Topos.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I've been trying to get back into the vodka sodas, which have been my normal go-to, but for whatever reason, call it old age, that shit's been giving me headaches.
You're not allowed to call yourself old.
I know, not with you
Not
guys
around us.
I know.
As your
I
elders.
think I'm the oldest
Yeah.
person here.
Probably.
Okay,
Dad.
mind you, when they say elders, it's less than a year.
Hey, that matters. When
Yeah.
you're 9.
That's
I graduated
sense, yeah.
1 year after they did. Like, it's not. Anyway, y'all are so dramatic.
We are.
Anyway, the vodka's been giving me headaches, so I am trying to decide what will be my next go-to cocktail.
Oh,
Any
bourbon.
suggestions?
It's Bourbon Girl. Welcome to the club. We'll show you around.
Yeah.
You're worried about
Wait,
vodka headaches and you
That
switch
one
to
drink,
bourbon?
Well,
like
I don't-
honey cold.
Based on what your dad was saying, I feel like your drink just needs to be straight Hennessy.
Oh, yeah. It's a cure-all for everything.
Oh, could y'all imagine me drinking Hennessy?
I will say, Shock
Regularly?
introduced me to one drink at a bar/restaurant we really like to go to.
Well,
It
I,
is
I
in.
did 2 drinks for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you did, and they're very good. And I'm gonna say, not only are they very good, I'm not a bourbon drinker, and I would drink these. So I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Yeah. There is a cherry kiss, which is like a cherry limeade from Sonic. Shout out Sonic. Tastes exactly like it. Promise you. It has whiskey in it. And Gold Rush, which is just a hot toddy on ice.
I have had a Gold Rush. Those are good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I would recommend. Maybe that should be your next drink.
Well, I will keep you guys
Connie,
posted
I'll
weekend
hook you
to
up.
weekend based on my sports adventures, whether I'm watching SMU try to be more than mediocre or the Dallas Cowboys not play defense. I will keep you posted.
That's true. You guys want to... now that we're segueing into some sports, I'm dying to know not just sports in general, but the specifics of the sports that we're getting into.
That's
What's the meat?
That's right, Tanner. So we're going to start with some WNBA drama
Oh, God.
because the 4 of us are definitely WNBA girlies.
5.
The 5 of us are WNBA girlies. And then we'll talk a little bit about the U.S. women's national team roster being released. And then we'll get into some NFL stuff. You know, big matchup with the Cowboys and Commanders coming up. So we've got some bad blood here. Shout out Taylor Swift. As well as how our fantasy teams are doing and our pick'em leagues as well, since we're all players. Ain't that right, Tanner?
Oh, dude, I have 4 fantasy leagues
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
I'm dying.
4.
I'm
King of the
dying.
fantasy. Have y'all seen the Kelly Kapowski belt yet?
My favorite picture
No.
of myself is holding the Kelly Kapowski belt, even though I did not earn it.
Putting this in the parking lot. Y'all need to see this bill. And then we'll get into some college football action because this is the, like you said, best time of the year when it comes to sports. So let's start with the WNBA. Aces swept the Mercury in the WNBA finals. Not sure how much of that you guys got to watch. I know the Mercury struggled with a couple injuries, but the story within the story is the CBA negotiations and how nothing has moved forward. In fact, I would argue it's moving backwards. When the WNBA finals started, Nafisa Collier had just done her exit interview with the Minnesota Lynx and called out Commissioner Kathy Engelbert saying, you said some real effed up shit to me last time we spoke when it came to the CBA, and I'm going to air out all the drama. And then Asia Wilson had her press conference after game 1, and she stood by her buddy and said, hey, everything Nafisa says is true. One of the things Kathy Engelbert said was that Caitlin Clark should be on her knees thanking me for the platform that the WNBA has given her to make money outside of playing in the league. You guys, this is getting really, really sketchy, and we're getting closer and closer to a lockout. Do you guys have any thoughts on what's going on? I'm going to start with you, Christine.
Yeah,
Why?
Yeah, I mean, I had visceral reactions just hearing that. I think it's upsetting for someone that's supposed to be not only the face of the league, but kind of loosely like protecting the best interests of players saying that type of stuff. I think Colleen Wilson and everyone supporting, and I know there are a couple coaches too who did, are totally right. You should call them out. That's not okay. That type of verbiage isn't okay. And I think for me, if there was a time to do lockout, it's now. WNBA viewership hasn't been higher. So many players right now are becoming more well-known. They have endorsement deals and business deals even outside of the WNBA that the WNBA stands to lose business. And I hate to say it, but I think a lot of times when it comes to women's sports, money fuels change. And I think now there's more money behind these players. And like, should this have been a conversation? Like, should have there been equality? Of course, before, yes. But I think now they have more leverage, and I say they should. That's horrible to speak about players that way. That's horrible to treat them that way, and you should call them out. And Kaya even too talked about it with Kamala Harris, which I also loved. And I was like, girl, you're right. Spread it. Let everyone know. Like, she should not be having this job if you treat people like they're commodities. Players aren't commodities. They deserve to be treated with rights and respect.
Do you guys know Kathy Engelbert's history? Like her previous role before she was WNBA commissioner?
No.
She was CEO of Deloitte. So she has that corporate consulting background, and you would think a woman in that position would be all about women helping women.
Yeah.
False.
I don't think you get to that level without being the most cutthroat bitch around.
Yeah.
I think you do have to be cutthroat, but like once you're up there, like if you look at Deloitte's messaging and shit, they're very pro like female stuff.
I mean, do I agree with what she said? No. But the corporate girly in me is saying if there was a lockout, I feel like the WNBA would lose its momentum very quickly.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah.
I was working for the NBA during one of their lockouts, and the amount that we had to cram into a season just so they can get all of their games into exhausted them. And it wasn't fun to watch as a viewer, not only as an employee. So I just feel like the corporate side of me is like, well, if they do a lockout, they're going to lose all their viewership that they've just gained. Do I think that they should so they can get more money? Yeah. But the other side of me is like, oh, but if there's no more momentum, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to players' salaries, there's already so much conversation going on in the other sports. And, we've seen it with different deals go down in the NFL and the NBA and all of that jazz. But I feel like Kathy had the chance to change the narrative and present the WNBA in a different manner. I feel like she has the room and authority to be an advocate, like you're saying, for the players and really continue that brand of the WNBA and the way that it supports its league and supports its teams. In really more of a community sense that the other professional sports are not putting out there.
Yeah.
So
That press conference, wild. I have never seen that.
That was crazy.
I was not expecting that.
Agreed.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I was just like, air out all the laundry, girl.
But
that's
that's
the only
what
way
we
we're gonna.
want.
Well, that's the only way we're gonna get changed.
And you think about the
Seriously,
WNBA as a league, like think about like the drama in totality. Like the CBA negotiations are wild, but I think we touched on this when we recorded last time. You have like people in relationships or were in previous relationships sharing the court. Like there is so much drama. There's so much like attention you can give the WNBA, and if they can't work this out, it's gonna be so sad. As a fan, I'm gonna be sad.
And I think we all can agree, pay the ladies. Pay
Oh,
the
yeah,
ladies.
for
Pay
sure.
the ladies more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pay the ladies.
There's never been a point in history where rich people were on the right side of we shouldn't pay them anymore.
No, and then the other thing to think about is Unrivaled getting all of that extra investment this year going into it. They're expanding. They're getting 2 more teams. They're going to travel and play in Philadelphia as well as have a home base in Miami. Paige Beckers is in for Unrivaled, as well as Kelsey Plum, who didn't play last year.
Aw, Kelsey Plum.
Plum dog.
Love.
I love her so much.
My favorite
Love.
player.
Is she really? I didn't know she was your favorite.
I was quoting that TikTok.
Oh. Oh, with the little girl.
But I do
Yeah.
love Kelsey Plum though.
Man, I really believed you too. You sold that.
Oh. My favorite player.
But yeah, any thoughts on how Unrivaled can affect CBA negotiations, or what could happen if Unrivaled has an even better season than they did
I mean,
with their first one?
they pay the players. That's all I gotta say.
Right. What a great momentum.
I will
to,
say
like,
not only do they pay the players, they give them better facilities, better health care, better everything, security, all of the little things that you overlook, better logistics, all of that. Unrivaled does a really good job of that. And if they keep getting the money that they're getting, could you see expansion? Like beyond playing just a few weeks in Miami and Philly? Who knows?
Yeah, I would hope so, because then the other alternative is these players going to go play overseas, which is super fun and super exciting for them too. But it's so nice, like I said, the community aspect earlier about you have someone to watch and root for, you have someone local. So like, what could that look like? Because you do only have a limited options, but you do have options.
One of the things that came up with all of this stuff recently was Dawn Staley did an interview about her experience interviewing for NBA coaching jobs, and that got me thinking, guys, do you see with the increase of visibility of the WNBA and women's sports in general, do you see there being a chance of a female coach, head coach, I should say, in the NBA anytime soon?
No.
No, I don't either.
Do I want it? Do I want it?
More than
Yes.
anything.
Yes, I do. I want it. I don't see it happening anytime soon. First assistant, maybe. Dawn would be the perfect person.
There's loads of female assistant coaches in the league. The Mavs had one for a really long time. She actually played in the WNBA and coached the Mavericks. I think there's like 3, 4 is my guess.
Right now?
Yeah, right now, active. And Becky Hammond.
How much I know.
Becky Hammond was Greg Popovich's head assistant for a while.
Yeah, but
before
that
she went to coach the Aces.
Yes, but not actively right now. So
Actively right now, correct.
So no, I don't see somebody being a head coach anytime soon, since most have come and gone at this point. I think we see a head coach in a men's sport, in a different sport, something like soccer. To be honest, the national team. I think the men's national team could benefit from the women's national.
Ooh, that's a good question for
Yeah.
me to ask you. I like that. You watch a lot of U.S. women's national team soccer, and you always have. And there's some great players who have recently retired in the last, let's say, 5 years. Is there somebody in that group, that World Cup winning group, that you could see being a great head coach? Not necessarily for men, but in general, just being a great coach.
That's a great question. So I'll answer this 2-part. One, I think you also make a great point. And I would say this, I think it would be more likely to happen with US men's soccer for a woman coach versus another sport, because they're doing so badly. They're horrible. Like, I watched one of their games. It was embarrassing.
They won last night against Australia, by the way.
Oh, Australia.
Let me tell you. I mean, it was bad. We're like, they haven't even qualified for the World Cup in the past. And so I think, I hate to say it, but I feel like with that team, you bring up a great point, because it's kind of like, I don't know, nothing's working. And I hate to say that's the pathway that a woman coach has to enter, but I feel like to remove barriers related to sexism or kind of all these preconceived notions about like, oh, if you can coach a women's team, but it's so different than the male's team, you almost have to remove assumptions about how good a male's team is in that place. Like, I think there's just a lot of weird societal kind of nuances that I think make it more likely in this case, because the men's team is so bad, like that they'd be more open.
I think an Olympic team, an Olympic sport team would have the first woman head coach.
I could see that, too.
That's
I really
cool.
see
That's
that.
a cool thing to think about.
I could definitely see that. Yeah,
I hope flag football,
I would love that.
Oh my
that
god, I can't wait.
stepping
for flag
stone,
football.
right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait for flag football.
Yeah, and I think to your question, okay, I'll say one that I would hope, just like the childhood me, and then one that I think is more likely. I loved Mia Hamm growing up. Oh my gosh, I would cry if I met her. I
Same.
adored her.
Yeah.
She's the coolest.
She is the coolest.
She's the best. I think so. Just like childhood dreamy, I'd say that. If I were to be a little more realistic, I could see Megan Rapinoe. I could see her potentially doing it.
I was gonna yell Megan at you. I was like, Megan.
Yeah. I think her, because I feel like not only is she really involved, but her wife Sue Bird, they're so involved in women's sports that I feel like there's this element of course, both of them, Sue Bird's basketball, but I think both of them obviously have like the sports experience and just sports, kind of like understanding. But I think there's this element of advocacy that comes with them that I think would allow them to maybe push past the barriers and be more willing to try. I will say, just on the topic of women's coaches, I'm obsessed with Emma Hayes. I'm like,
She's
a
great.
diehard Emma Hayes fan. Like, even if you were to be like, oh, she was like, okay, I did the U.S. women's team, I did the U.S. men's team now, I'd be like, great. Like, we all need you. Emma Hayes is an icon, so that would be my other one. If it's not,
I have a
another
name.
one.
I got a name to throw out there.
Yeah.
Hope Solo. She has get in that ass energy. Like
True
she's
fact.
scary. Like guys would be
yeah.
afraid of her.
Controversial take.
I know it's
I'm
controversial.
intrigued.
It's
okay.
so controversial.
Yeah.
I know it, but like I feel like she has that personality. That
Okay.
would be perfect.
Have you seen her? Oh gosh, it's part of like a. Dana, I'm blanking. It's an episode within a larger,
She has a docu.
the like docu-series, yeah, but it's like an episode within a larger docu-series,
Yeah.
but very interesting to watch if you guys haven't seen it.
It's on my list. I know exactly.
Yeah. I watched that. It's very interesting.
Any thoughts here?
Soccer is cool, and I wish I watched more of it.
We'll get you on.
I meant on the female coaching.
See, you'll come
female
to us-
coaching in the
Yeah,
NBA.
we'll get
Wait,
you on the
you'll-
women's
and you'll
national
come to us with a Dallas Trinity game, and done.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, as
Yeah,
far
yeah.
as the female coaching in the NBA, I do think that soon is relative, and I do not think it is like in what you would assume soon, like the next 2, 5, 8 years. But I do think that it will happen within our lifetime as long as they keep the momentum of these conferences and these conversations at the forefront. Because, for example, going into this conversation, I didn't even realize that she had interviewed, and I'm a Knicks fan. So if we don't know that these conversations and these are the barriers that they're being approached with, and they're not having more people interview and know about these qualifications that may or may not be hold weight, or may or may not stem from sexism, or may or may not stem from the fact that they have coached or played in the men's version of the league, I think we can continue the conversation and open more doors for seeing what that really entails, so that we're hiring people that are qualified for jobs.
And Dawn
Yeah.
is the woman.
Dawn,
For sure.
Dawn is the woman.
Dawn is the one, and
She's great.
the fact that she's interviewed
The goat.
for multiple teams, she has basically a dynasty at South Carolina. She's one of the most respected coaches ever. Man or woman, super respected. Philly getting a WNBA team soon. Definitely her name is one to watch out for that coaching position if she chooses to leave South Carolina.
I don't want to root for Philly.
Okay,
Right?
but I have one last WNBA question, and then we're gonna move on. You guys recently heard that Timu Jesus, aka Chris Coughlins, has been relieved of his duties as head coach of the Dallas Wings.
Praise
you.
God.
Thank you. Could not stand the man. The team could not stand the man. Coaching search is on. Any candidates come to mind for you guys?
Dawn. Dawn's the only person I can
Please
think
come.
of. No. Oh, what is this discount? Timu Jesus.
I heard it from a TikTok creator, and I can't get it out of my head. We refer to him as Coach Man Bun, but Timu Jesus is way better.
Yeah,
Exponentially better.
that's an upgrade.
I'm going to throw a name out there, Sandy Brondillo. She was the head coach of the New York Liberty, and they chose not to extend her
That's
contract.
insane, by
which,
the way.
By the
I
way,
thought,
more WNBA drama. That was so messed
what
up.
a stupid move on their part.
Stupid. But could you imagine her coaching page? I hope that happens.
Maybe Dallas will
Yeah.
have a happy mentality in their sports.
God, one can only hope.
Please and thank you.
I'm gonna second that. That's the first person I thought of too. I don't think you can argue with their record and the bond she had with players. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, did you see the look on Sabrina's face in that press conference when the New York media person was like, what are your thoughts on these rumors that you shouldn't come back next year? Like, that was crazy. You want to talk about crazy press conference? That was crazy. That's the W for you.
The dub.
The W. Okay, so we touched on soccer a little bit. They just released their latest national team roster.
The U.S. did.
The U.S. women's national team did. Yay, soccer. More soccer.
We love women's soccer.
Yes, we do.
We do. I mean, we're literally going to a game this weekend. But talk to me about this roster. What do you like? What do you not like?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's really interesting, and you saw it in some of their more kind of like friendly international matches they had over the summer and earlier this year, but the team is leaning a lot younger. And you saw it with earlier World Cups as well. Like, for example, Alex Morgan was chosen to the last roster. I think right now they're trying to build up younger talent. So what I think is really interesting with this particular team coming up is I was reading, like, the average age is essentially 24. So they do have some,
Crazy.
which is super young, yeah? And so they...
Connie's face. Sorry, Connie.
I'm like, they can't even legally rent a car right now.
Yeah. So actually,
The Bachelorette.
so no, yeah, it's the Bachelorette. They would all be great contestants for the Bachelorette, and they would all need drivers. Is essentially what we're getting at. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a really interesting play to basically say, hey, we are having some former players like Lindsay Heaps. I mean, Trinity Rodman's still quite young, but you have her, you have Rose Lavelle. That we've had players from the past, right? But we're also focusing on developing and growing new players. And I think my impression of it is that there may be some, I don't want to say hiccups, but like obviously growing pains. Like someone who's 20, right? They're not going to have the same experience as someone who's like Lindsay Heaps or someone in their 30s or whatever. But I think it makes sense because the thing that I think is really cool, and I don't think it's just soccer, I think in general, is that women's sports, not just in the U.S., but abroad, there's more of an emphasis and there's more investment in talent and growth. And so the U.S. isn't necessarily the like leader in women's soccer, honestly. Like there are a lot of really good teams.
Take that back. I'm just kidding.
No, like I mean, there's some really good teams in women's soccer. So that's kind of how I view it. I think it's more continue to develop talent because there's more and more talent growing elsewhere. So you need to continue kind of keeping it up and training people.
Yeah. I love the national team.
I do
I'm very
too.
excited
It's
for
so-
the new roster.
I am too. It's great.
It's Sophia Smith who just had the baby, right?
Yeah.
Is she coming back?
Well, I think I didn't see her on the roster, but I'm guessing it's probably because of that. But like Jaden Shaw is going to be on the roster, who's really young.
What about?
Mal Pugh, she's pregnant, so she probably won't be on
That's
there.
who I was
too.
thinking. She's also.
Yeah, I think because they both are pregnant at the same time. So I think it's more a matter of just obviously just, timing in this case.
Okay, so I have a question. Obviously, I mentioned that I do not watch a lot of soccer, but I would like to. If you had to say that there was one player I should keep my eye on as we go into this, who would you recommend for me?
I would say Sydney.
What'd you say?
Sydney.
I like it.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Why?
Sydney, first and last name.
Sydney Rodney. I'm saying her name.
Pop quiz,
Oh,
ladies.
am I
So
saying
sorry.
her wrong?
How was she gonna Google her without a last name?
No, you guys are looking at me like I'm saying her name wrong, so I just want to make that. Okay. I think she is so well spoken and such an athlete, and her hair and her fashion girl. Okay, that's why I think you should follow her. She's
I
a
like
good
her.
player and has great fashion. So
I would second that. I think, let me think. I would say, I think one play, I'll kind of give a two-part answer. I totally agree with Sydney. The other thing I'll say is she's not going to be able to be on the roster because she's injured, but one player who I recommend watching in general is Naomi Girma.
She's my favorite.
Incredible. The only reason she's not is she's a calf injury. Emma Hayes has said she is the best defender she's ever coached. In all of her years of coaching, she is incredible. So she's just someone I'd say in general to watch. And then, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of some of the other people I would recommend. I'll have to think of some others. There's a lot of really good young talent that I think is really exciting. Like there are a couple sisters, like they're the Thompson sisters. So let me mull that over. But I would say, I'll say Cindy, and then I'll say generally Naomi Girma is like an incredible defender. And defenders don't get a lot of credit. A lot of times it's all about goal scoring, but defenders, like, to be a good defender is very, very hard.
Yeah, I don't know much about soccer, but I knew Naomi Girma's name
Man,
after
she
the
crushes it.
Olympics. Like, she was fun to watch. So,
Well,
second
I
you.
appreciate the homework, so thank you.
I
We
know.
got you, girl.
Yeah.
And then one last note on U.S. women's national team. Christine Press today announcing her retirement. It feels like every time one of these women announces they're retiring, it just feels like the end of an era.
I know. And I will say, speaking of fashion, she's
I got
oh,
you a
thank
new
you so
glass.
much. Man, thanks. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think I'll say for me, like, just an incredible player. Like, I didn't realize this, but when I was reading a little bit about her retirement, in all of U.S. women's national soccer history, she's the, like, out of top 10, she's the 9th highest scorer, which is pretty incredible in the whole history.
Wow.
And she just came back from, like, all these, like, wild odds. Like, she tore I think it was her ACL in 2022, had to go through, like, 4 surgeries, just came back.
They told her she was too old to come back.
Yeah.
That was a
Rude.
whole thing. Like the NWSL, when she got hurt the last time, they were like, don't even try to come
Yeah.
back. And she was like, F all of you, I'm Christine motherfucking Press.
Yeah. And my last plug I'll say, speaking of fashion, incredible fashion. I'm obsessed. She and her wife, Tobin Heath, are iconic. The cutest fashion. They have their own podcast and YouTube channel. Highly recommend. And their fashion is on point. So I will say that too. Just outside of even just being a great player, both them players, just like very cool, just really pretty. They have pretty privilege. Really cool, pretty people. I like watching you too.
And that's why we like watching that.
Yeah, you're
for
talented,
your
and also
faces.
like you're pretty.
Well, real quick, one last note on soccer. I know it's not women's soccer, but Dallas is about to host World Cup stuff
Oh God.
here. Are you guys planning on going?
No.
I know you are.
I will.
don't know why I
well,
asked.
if I can.
Did you get in? Like,
No, I got the
Didn't-
email. I didn't even qualify.
okay,
I
I was
mean,
like,
so
the lottery already happened, so
Yeah,
we
no,
don't
no.
know.
second
I say loosely yes, but we'll actually see if that happens. You can sign up to volunteer though.
That's what I'm so
All-
tempted to do.
I did
All
sign up to
20
volunteer.
days, you have to volunteer. You have to be available every single day.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
I didn't either.
so
I
you're
just signed up
welcome.
without reading any
I already
details.
looked at volunteering. You have to be available every single
God.
day. They have a game available in Dallas. It's like the span of a month.
You guys, should we just
Okay.
be available for 20 straight days together?
Cute.
I'm not mad about it. or
Say
else
more
if someone wants
words.
to just like give a free ticket.
You know what?
I
You know
think
what?
I'm good.
We'll talk about this. You and I will talk about
Or I'll
this.
just like spend the next year just cobbling money to get
Ooh,
that might be what it is.
Christine,
Your
let's
sabbatical.
pretend to be one person.
I would do that.
In a trench coat.
Yeah, y'all
Okay.
just stack up.
Okay, like BoJack Horseman.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say alternatively.
thank you.
And I was like BoJack Horseman, and I was thinking of what's the one? What is it with Mary Kay and Ashley? That one show where they were like little twins and,
And
they
they
were
have
trying
a
to be-
trench coat.
Yeah, that's, that's what I was.
I love a good callback to Mary Kate and Ashley. That just warmed my heart.
When they were like, hey, we're like one
When they're
person.
detectives.
Yes.
With the
Something
little
like
hat that
Yeah.
they have. Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
Speaking of which, did you guys see this interview with Glenn Powell when he was talking? He's promoting Chad
And
Powers,
he watches all.
and he
of the
watches
Mary
all the
Kate.
Mary Kate and Ashley movies.
He does?
He does.
Okay, well now I'll watch. I didn't, but now I'm a fan. Like,
Oh
okay.
man, that was a fun tangent. Okay, let's talk a little bit about NFL stuff because living in Dallas, as we touched on, everything is about Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Full stop.
For you guys.
Full
Yeah.
stop. But you know, there's fantasy football, there's pick'em leagues. These guys are not Cowboy fans. Lucky them. So let me start with this because you're clearly wearing the jersey, and I'm clearly not wearing my jersey. Connie is
Oh,
clearly not.
I
wearing
wore
her
maroon
jersey.
just for you.
I know.
She literally put that in the
Oh,
group
house
chat.
divided.
She's first off, she's my wife. Okay, so
Can't help it.
you're American.
And that's what makes sports exciting. I can cheer for a team my friend loves.
Exactly. That's called unity.
Does it count that I'm wearing green for Green Bay? Because I did pick them to win the NFC North. Just saying.
It's not the right green.
Shh.
Oh.
Anyway,
More of a
anyway,
Padres kind of green.
Cowboys and Commanders face off this Sunday, and you've already started sending me trash talk, which
Oh.
I feel like was kind of unfair.
One could disagree.
Is it unfair?
One could
I'm
disagree.
still mourning on my mourning Sunday. It's Tuesday, and I'm still
Yeah.
mourning Sunday. But is it Tuesday? It's Wednesday. My bad. I don't know what day it is. Tell me, why do you think you're going to win this game on Sunday?
Because we're DC. Duh.
Duh.
I don't need to say more.
Full stop.
Represent.
Because the
Yeah.
Cowboys are 5-11 and
Say more.
1.
5-11 and 1. That's right. Because
Yeah.
they tied.
We've had a
The
hard time in
Packers.
DC. We've had a hard time for a long time since the 90s, okay? This is
Oh,
a-
can I add to the trash talk real fast?
please do. Join
oh
in.
My gosh. The Cowboys have still never beaten the Packers in Jerry World. Hey, a tie
Yeah.
doesn't count.
I know.
I was going to say, you better watch
count.
your mouth
Doesn't
because we tied. Like, tread lightly.
That doesn't
That's
count
not
as
really a
winning.
win.
Okay,
right
but
Still
here.
not a win.
a tie is the equivalent of a participation trophy. Be like, oh, you tried. Like,
Okay,
You
but
know?
can I set the scene on that? Y'all were supposed
No.
to beat the dog shit out of us, and we tied.
The dog shit.
Okay, I love this, and I am a Cowboys fan, and I'm like, this is not it.
Connie's like, this is not our
Connie's
hill
like,
to
no.
fight on.
Sorry.
To say that, like, oh, well, at least we didn't get our asses completely kicked. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
You're
Oh,
not
we
wrong,
tied them, so
but-
that means something. It means that we got
No,
tired.
the spectrum of success is wide.
It is sad for my team. It just doesn't help your team.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fine.
wait.
It looks worse on them.
Yeah, it does look worse on us.
Yeah.
When I'm watching this game on Sunday, when the Commanders and the Cowboys play, what is something that your team is going to do that's going to absolutely break our hearts?
Ooh.
Beat them.
Yeah.
Besides that, that's the obvious.
Let's say win for starters.
Win.
That's the
Win.
obvious.
Win a lot. I'm trying to think.
But is there anything in particular that could happen that will make me want to throw something at the TV?
You know what? I'm going to say I think our defense is going to be better than you expect. And I'm going to say I think there will be a lot more tackles. And actually, I'm going to even go further. I think there will be some fumbles. And then
Some fumble recoveries.
Yep.
Huh?
I think that's what it'll be. I think the defense is going to outshine more than expected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn is y'all's head coach and used to be our defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
This man knows us upside down and around. So I could definitely see that happening. And you guys have, I think, 1 or 2 former Dallas Cowboys on your team,
Yep.
on the defense specifically.
We also cannot not mention Cliff. So just going to slide that in there.
What about
Just he's around.
just
Just
He's also on
He'll just
Christine's
be
side.
there.
He's all around.
He's on Christine's
He's
side.
around. He's here. He's chilling.
Not Ryan Gosling is on Christine's side. So
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
so they zoomed in on him a few times.
of
last
course
week.
they did, and
I-
rightly should.
This is going to be a topic for a later episode. We're going to rank some coaches, but
Matt
But-
LaFleur.
But yes, Matt LaFleur is a hottie. But Cliff Kingsbury is not aging well.
You take that back.
Now this is a good conversation.
He's
All right, this is
not.
a conversation for a
He is
different
not.
podcast. Then
Really?
still
He
on
looks-
Christine's side.
He looks
Yeah.
tired.
You want to defend some of your coaches?
I don't know. My coaches are not attractive. Like, I already know this. I refer to Matt Eberflus as Eberdouche. Like,
oof.
I know what I am, guys.
You're like, I'm not even pretending.
That's fine. But yeah, I'm going to stand by my take
we'll-
that
we'll
Cliff
save this-
Kingsbury is
we'll-
not aging well at all. I'm sorry. And I used to have the biggest crush on this man.
We'll save this for another podcast.
I think so. This is a debate.
yeah.
A debate for
TBD.
A debate
I
in
do
private.
can I throw in what I think might upset the Cowboys the most, though?
Yeah, go for it.
I think that there's going to be a touchdown. I'm totally predicting this. I think there's going to be a touchdown celebration that is like coordinated, and it's just sort of like, where'd they come up with that? And I think the Commanders are going to just steal the show. They're going to have a viral moment.
Do they have that swag?
Sometimes.
The defense
I-
in Washington?
I'm gonna say this.
Oh.
I think
Could be the offense.
I think they will. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the rivalry is so big. I could see them even doing like a little two-step. Because
A little hat nod.
I'm gonna tell you, I didn't know what two-step was until I moved here. I didn't know what line dancing was. I had no idea. Seriously, I was like, what is
We
this?
should go line dancing.
We should.
sometime.
We should.
I didn't know. And so I
Also
could
a
see them
sport.
looping it in. Yeah. Dance is a sport.
Mhm.
Big sport.
It is.
I like sport. But I will say, so I don't know. I'm with you. I think I could sense some creativity. It's a big rivalry. DC hasn't been good in a very long time in quite a lot of sports. So to savor this is a real moment
I'm
right now.
very happy for you guys.
Thank you so
Very
much.
happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game, but I will say that the most disappointing thing for me was that I was actively rooting for the Commanders to do just a little bit well this
Yeah.
weekend because I have your quarterback. And I was like, you're going to do some things for me, please.
Of course.
Who was it? Raiders, right? Was that the game?
I
Getting
think
that
they
right?
play against the Bears.
Oh, don't look at me.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
just
they play
just
the
played.
Bears.
They
Two
just
games
played the
going.
Bears.
I
That's
was
what I
at the-
thought. I was like, I
at the
thought they just
restaurant.
played against the Bears.
I was busy this weekend.
I was
like, I was at Ace.
that game was crazy.
I was like, the Bears, I was pretty
it
sure.
started raining in the fourth quarter, and it was a tight
Yeah.
game.
Oh,
Like it got
was
super
Monday night.
dramatic. It was
Yeah,
Monday night
it was
football.
Monday night.
I was drinking a lot of
did watch
martinis
it.
during this game.
Did
so
watch
we'll
it.
start there.
I also like,
Oh.
you're like, I was drinking a drink I hated, and
Now that I'm getting my gin martinis with a twist instead of dirty, we're okay.
okay, you're good.
But
you're good.
Debo had 3.4 points, and my fantasy team lost by 0.8.
No.
Ooh.
0.8.
Brutal.
I have the Commanders defense, but I lost by a lot, so I can't blame them.
Yeah.
My other league, I won by 52. But that one, I lost by 0.8, and it hurt so much.
It is
Yeah.
So
hard.
I hope that we absolutely just destroy the Commanders to get back at my week. That's all I need is some sort
Yeah.
of semblance of recovery.
I am a little upset with Scary Terry. I drafted him, and he's barely played. I need this man. He's allegedly playing on Sunday. And what a team to come back against, by the way. The Dallas don't play D Cowboys.
Oh, sorry.
know.
Mike
Scary
Parsons
Terry
left.
pop off for like 100, 150 yards. I'm cool with that.
I will say though, Connie, it's funny you say that because on my fantasy team, I have Commanders players, but I also have like the Chicago Bears quarterback, and so I had this like dual mentality where I was like, I know,
I
because I was
hate
like,
that.
like I was, because I'm like, you're really good, but like you can't win. It was a
Let
very
me
weird.
ask y'all this: when drafting your fantasy teams, do you tend to stay away from your own players, like your own fandom, or
No.
are you like cool? Like I'm gonna put you, Josh Jacobs, on my team, or whoever.
So this year, and I think I said this in one of our last podcasts, this year I took cool names because I need just a strategy that sticks. I'm clearly bad at fantasy football. I used to be good. I'm just trying something new. So I just took fun names. I took whoever I can get with a fun name.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
I wish I could score him. I got me Jordan Love. So like I don't play by those rules. If I can get somebody on my team, the harder I will root for them.
What about you guys? Any thoughts here?
Yeah, so I try to do like my initial lineup strategically and get players that I think will perform well, especially looking at their first couple weeks. I will say I'm in a vampire league, so one of the leagues where I cannot pick up off the waivers until bye weeks start. So I need to be strategic about who they're playing actively in those first 5 weeks. However, I do want to make sure that I always at least have one Cowboy and one Penn Stater on my roster
that's
just
nice.
because I feel like I need to support them.
That's nice.
See, I can't stomach putting a Cowboys player on my fantasy
Well,
team.
we can understand why.
But
Too
think
much
about
pressure.
it. We have
Brandon
a lot
Aubrey.
we have a lot of great weapons. We have a great offense. I think we're literally the best offense in the league
Oh,
Yes.
why do you guys keep losing?
because
we
our
have no
defense
defense.
can't stop a leak. But anyway, Dak Prescott playing at an MVP level. CeeDee Lamb until he got hurt, crazy numbers. George Pickens in CeeDee Lamb's absence, crazy numbers. Like they put up numbers. But for me, the drama and the emotional attachment is too much. I can't take a Cowboys L and a fantasy L. Like I just can't. I can't do
No.
both.
It
But I do tend to put SMU players on my
It
fantasy.
must be really hard being a Dallas fan.
It
what I'm
is.
hearing.
It is super hard.
It's a lot of
It's
mental
tough.
gymnastics.
Will
Yeah.
I get up though? No.
Nope. Nope.
The resilience.
It's made me who I am as a person.
I love that.
You're like, I go to therapy just for this. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my poor therapist doesn't even like sports.
All of your antics about having a homer on your team only plays into the hands of the guy with reckless abandon in your fantasy leagues. Maybe I draft a homer or two and then use them as trade bait for my guy that I know is a homer, and he'll trade up.
You're
you know.
making fantasy football too hard now.
Oh, that's my
can't do
favorite
it.
part.
I
I like that take. I like that idea of like stashing good players, whether they're homers or not. But I do like that idea. I think, especially in my leagues, there's not enough trading. My dynasty league, I feel like there's 2 trades a week. But the rest of my leagues, everyone's like really shy, or they think their roster's the bomb. I don't know what it is.
What size league are you in?
Most of mine are 12
Okay,
people.
Connie.
I have 112. That's my vampire one, which keeps it very entertaining. But then I have one 8-team league, which we just use to keep up with each other from college.
Okay.
It's like the minimum buy-in, and so everyone's teams are stacked there, which makes trading interesting. That it really only happens when there's injuries, but there's been so many injuries.
So I'm
Oh my God, yes.
I'm an 8-team league as well. It's very expensive, so that's why I only have one, so I can focus on it. But all the teams are stacked. Why would we trade ever? And what size is your league in?
I have one 10-person, one 12-person, and so I think it's probably a little bit more than medium. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say anyone's team is stacked. Honestly, I feel like some people have some really good players, and you kind of luck out with some. But these are also probably a little more laid back. Like, they're kind of like you put in like $20, $30 buy-in. So I think that also impacts I know.
Wow.
So I think it impacts the nuance of like trading and stacking up players. It's a little bit more laid back.
I feel like the less money, the more willing you are to trade.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Based on my experience, I would agree with that. Like, I do think that adds to kind of the level of like, or even how much attention you pay to like waivers and like the waiver wire, or like random pickup. Like, I think when you're not buying in so much, you could be like, oh, like I'll just check Thursday at 5 before, you know what I mean? Versus being like, I put in a lot of money, like I'm going to monitor this every day. So I do agree with you. I think that impacts the nuance of it.
I will say my dynasty league is so competitive. We've been together for almost 10 years, I want to say.
Nice.
And we all met working at Expedia, of all places. So, like, everybody knows each other. We've known each other for a long time. And you legitimately feel like you're running a franchise because you have to think about the rookie picks coming in and you got to plan for the future. And some teams, like, purposefully are like, hey, I'm going to rebuild. I'm selling all my veterans. Like, it's a completely different thought process. Like, I fully prefer my dynasty league to, like, regular redraft. And I'm also the defending dynasty champ right now.
Hey.
Ooh.
And that's why she doesn't draft Cowboy players.
Ironically, in that league, I had Dak, and then I traded him away, and then ended up winning the championship on Jared Goff
Does that tell
and
you
Brock
something?
Purdy.
Okay, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff, underratedly, really good.
I was just about to say that.
Underratedly.
Very good.
Yeah, I don't think people like think of him as like a fantasy stud. He absolutely is.
People in Detroit,
He
dude.
is such a stud, and I'm going to argue, even when he was at LA, he was a stud. I just don't think he got the recognition.
Shocked
Absolutely.
they traded him.
I am
But
too.
it worked out for them. But
Oh,
It worked
yeah,
out for
but I
both
agree.
teams. I think Matt
Yeah.
Stafford's a lot happier in LA than he ever was in Detroit.
yeah.
And I will say this, too, to add to that. I will, because there's not really like a number one, like Super Bowl pick right now, I'm going to put out there, I think Detroit Lions will be a Super Bowl contender.
You shut your mouth.
I'm putting that in our Discord channel.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to put that up
you
there.
know what, though? NFC North, King. Love it.
Yeah.
All 4 teams,
Mhm.
the best.
Listen,
Even
am
the
I
Bears.
saying, okay, as my wife, like, of course, Green Bay I want,
my
you
wife.
know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't think they're up there. I'm just saying they could be a contender.
You know what?
That's
I'd
all
be
I'm
happy.
saying.
I'd be happy for them.
Yeah. But, like, you know, like,
Yeah.
potentially. But I think they're doing very well. I think, yeah, that's my hot take.
Any other NFL hot takes you guys want to share?
I was going to just mention the fact that it's really hard when you draft someone who goes off and you play against someone in a different league that goes off. And I was actually going to pitch it to Tanner, who's in 4 leagues. And
Oh,
see
God.
I can't
how that's been
even
working out for you.
believe
I know, that's insane.
Dude, so your rosters just run together. You're never really sure who's
You don't
playing
know
or
who's
not.
on what team.
Where is
many buttons.
everybody?
You're just
many
hanging on. You're just hanging on, dude.
You know, that's why I had to give up my other fantasy leagues. Now, if anybody invites me to a fantasy league, I say no. I
Yeah.
can't
No
keep
way.
up with it.
Hey,
I
I'm in
can't-
3. It's hard.
Exactly. I can't keep up with it. I'm enjoying my pick'em league so much that I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do one fantasy league, and I'm just gonna do my pick'em league, and that's it.
Real
that's
quick,
plenty.
tell me about your pick'em strategy.
This year, or most years.
From this past week.
From this past week specifically, you told us a funny story, and I want you to share it.
It wasn't this past
Or
week.
this season.
This past week, I just threw stuff at a wall in hopes that it would stick. But let me look right here. I think it was week 4. Just have to check. It was week 4. Week 4, I wasn't doing well. I haven't been doing well this year. It's fine. Whatever. So I decided to throw a curveball out there and let ChatGPT pick my pick'em teams. Now in my league, I only have to pick 5. It's against the spread, so that's the curveball in it. Really, is that it's against the spread in pick'em. I only have to pick 5, and if you get all 5 right, you win. I went 0 and 5 with ChatGPT.
Not the robots being wrong.
Play the trombone louder, my friend.
Oh, dude.
I could not believe it. So I think next time I use ChatGPT, I will just do the opposite of what it says or what it suggests. And I was very clear with ChatGPT. I was very much like, I'm not asking you to help me win money. I'm asking you who's most likely going to win out of all these spreads.
And so I wonder if it would be different if you used a different search engine for the next week.
Funny you asked that because Joel, my husband, we decided was going to use Gemini and I was going to use ChatGPT. We were going to, compare the results. He went 4 and 1.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Not
sorry.
Gemini.
1 and 4.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad. 1 and 4.
How is Joel doing in his fantasy league right now?
I don't want to know.
Unless you know the better.
Which one? Which one? He's also in like 4 or 5. I don't know which one he's winning in. He beat me in our fantasy league. So
Oh, I have,
We don't
I
like
have some
that.
news about my fantasy league in
Share.
regards to beating important people. I am 3 and 2 in my neighborhood league. It's me and all the ladies on the street, right?
Tanner
and
is
my
like
wife.
all the ladies on the street.
Yes, they're all the little ladies in our little neighborhood.
On the street, not of the street.
Not of the street.
Why
I don't
not
know,
both?
man. They might come from somewhere. But anyway,
If they're both, love it.
so my wife and I played each other this last week. Now I'm 3 and 2. I'm not very good. I'm barely hanging on. I drafted really poorly because I was focused more on eating oysters than I was
Fair.
on drafting. We have a very fancy draft,
Clearly. I want to be in this.
and it's really fun. So we make a refrigerator bet. The loser has to clean the refrigerator. And I have yet to lose this bet.
No,
I'm the only person to beat Charlotte this year.
Oh, poor
Uh,
Charlotte.
And last year, or the year before, I was the only person that beat her. Last year, I was the only person that beat her, except in the final, and she won that because she's very
Charlotte.
talented. Yes, Charlotte's the current reigning champ, but she's also the current 3-time refrigerator bet loser.
Oh, no.
And I'm starting to feel pretty bad about it.
Don't feel bad. The fantasy football gods are on your side. There's nothing you can do about that.
That's true. That's
Team
true.
Charlotte over here.
But we love you, Charlotte.
Yes,
yeah,
go
Team
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
All right, you guys. This has been loads of fun. I know we have a million other things we can talk about, which is why we're going to be doing this every week. So stay tuned. Look for us at timeoutsis.com. Is that our domain?
Timeoutsis.com.
That's it. Timeoutsis.com. We're on all major social media platforms. You can find this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Can't wait to do this again next week. Thank you, ladies, for being with me. Thank you, Tanner, for making us look and sound good. And we will see y'all soon.